field, to the studios, to your eyes and ears. We are back. The 816 hour Chiefs recap, week 3. Chiefs went on the road, played the Colts. Me and Carter going to sit down, talk about it. Carter, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm all right.
Not too bad.
October is here.
Yes, sir.
The fall is here.
Uh-oh.
It's the best time of the year.
Come on.
We're smiling from ear to ear.
Got it. Oh. Keep it going.
Dropping bars. And that's all I got.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to keep the bars going. I was trying to think. I was like, what rhymes with ear? And I was like, beer. And I was like, no, I can't do anything. But Carter sitting down, Chiefs, obviously, we witnessed the absolutely crushing loss week 3 to the Indianapolis Colts. Give me your initial thoughts leaving that game, leaving Indianapolis, heading into this week 4 matchup versus Tom Brady and Tampa Bay Bucks.
I think it happened at the right time. I think they fell into a scrap game, to be honest. I think they came in thinking they were going to run over the Colts because the Colts got ran over in week 2 by the Jags. I think they got in their heads a little bit and thought they were the top dogs. But other than that, the defense looked all right.
Yeah,
Patty looked good as normal. Yeah,
did Patty things. I definitely agree with you. I think it definitely was a trap game. You're going in 2-0 on the road versus a struggling Colts team that a lot of people thought were going to be a very competent team that would challenge the AFC South and if not outright win it. They just hadn't done it to that point. Obviously, week 1, they come out tied with the Texans. Week 2, get absolutely blown out, shut out by the Jaguars, I want to say. Then they come out against Kansas City at home, and Indy put it on them. And I mean, that's just how it was. Like you said, Kansas City, I think, was looking ahead. They got Tom Brady this week. We're looking past Indianapolis, and obviously we saw what happened. To touch on the game, Sky Moore, yes, the punt. We'll just jump right into it. Carter, let's hear it. I know you want to talk about it.
The Chiefs' special team difficulties, all I wrote down. Sky Moore, I don't know if he looks up into the sky a whole lot. Because he got caught staring twice. Son.
Yes.
Once it hit him. Second time, it almost hit him.
Then it rolled
that first time really set the tone for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They recovered the ball at like the 4-yard line, and then wind up scoring. Sky Moore, I think it was just a rough game. I think it was just growing pains for him. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think he's obviously gonna round out and get better from this next game. So
I'd agree. I mean, what I wrote down straight up is, the punt, it happened. Yes. Can we take positives out of it? Yes. The Colts, when they scored, 3rd down. So the Chiefs had them. The Colts had the ball. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line inside their own 5, inside the 5. Took them 3rd goal, broken coverage. Darius Harris got a backup linebacker in on the play. Obviously, Willie Gay suspended. Broken coverage. Chiefs almost stopped him. They hold him to 3. You get the ball back on the kickoff. Brand new ball game. Obviously, that didn't happen, but positives. Another thing to think about, Sky Moore didn't return punts in college. So this is something brand new to him. Just started in training camp. Obviously, that's no excuse because you're at the NFL level, playing to the highest level where you're expected to do your job. So when that doesn't happen, obviously stuff like this happens. But some positives to look at for it. Do you have some? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just speaking of doing your job, and while we're on the special teams topic.
Might as well jump into it. Matt Amendola.
I was thinking Danny Amendola, but
the wide receiver.
But he can do his job right.
He might have been able to kick better.
What was that? How much did he miss any in week 2?
No, he didn't miss any week 2.
And he missed 1 field goal and
two field goals. In week
3.
Yes.
Granted, the game shouldn't have came down to a field goal in the first place, but it hurts when we only lost by a couple points.
I'd agree wholeheartedly. Obviously, 0 of 1 on extra points. That touchdown to Travis Kelce pushed it to the left. Missed that key 34-yard kick that would have put the Chiefs up 7 late. Obviously, the Colts go down. They go get 7. The Chiefs released Matt on Monday and signed what was the Jaguars kicker last year, Matthew Wright, to their practice squad. He will more than likely be suiting up on Sunday with Harrison Butker still nursing that ankle injury. 21 of 24 on kicks last season, so an 87.5% field goal percentage, with a long of 51. So obviously, I mean, kickers are hard to kind of gauge, especially getting signed week of a game. So don't really know what's going to happen there. But like you said, it hurts. The special teams loss. You can't really pin it on special teams because they're whole different. There's so many aspects of a game. The Chiefs shouldn't have been in a spot to lose this game. But whenever you look at key situations, you look at key things that happen, you start to see that special teams was a very big factor of this loss. But on another positive note, if you look back, when was the last time you said to yourself the Chiefs special teams was the reason they lost this game? They're usually a very buttoned up team, very buttoned up unit. Dave Tobe takes a lot of pride in that unit. So I definitely think they can bounce back. And if once every 7-8 years you look at a game and you're like, okay, we lost because of special teams, that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
So to go over some stats real quick, obviously we'll start with Mahomes. Passing yards, 262 on 20 of 35 passing, 1 score, 1 pick coming off that kind of deflection last play of the game. Tommy Townsend, he went 0 for 1 on that faked field goal. Awful coaching call. No reason it should have happened. I don't care if you don't trust your kicker. You're not in Madden. If you're going to set up for a play like that, I didn't like that one personally. Rushing, Mahomes led the team in rushing, 4 rushes for 26 yards. That's just not going to get it done. Your quarterback, when your quarterback's not Lamar, Kyler Murray, or like Jalen Hurts, he shouldn't be leading the team in rushing. Jerick McKinnon followed that, 7 rushes for 20 yards. Isaiah Pacheco, 3 rushes for 9. He's continuing to develop. He's continuing to get snaps. I'm excited to see that develop throughout the season. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 7 rushes, 0 yards and a touchdown. Very weird stat line, a stat line that I was not expecting to see after the great start to Clyde's season. But to me, I think you just got to keep feeding Clyde. I felt like they faded him more towards the second half. A couple of plays got stuffed, kind of went more towards the passing, getting Jerick involved. Clyde's averaging 5.3 yards a rush this season. 7 rushes a game. I think I want that number to be around the 10 mark. I know he's getting around 4 targets a game, but I think Clyde needs to touch the ball at least 15 times a game if you're Kansas City going forward. How do you feel about the rushing attack in Kansas City?
Well, I think they struggle. They really struggle to establish any run game, especially, as you said, our quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, led the team in rushing.
Literally, it's just wild.
But 6 different players touched the ball, and they only rushed for a total of 58 yards. It's unacceptable. You have to figure out how to run the ball.
Carr's going to make the team run sprints after practice with a game like that.
It's perfection. We want perfection.
Get on the line, boy. Receiving, Juju led the team in receiving yards. Cool little breakout from him. 5 of 8 for 89 yards. Had that big 51-yard catch in the fourth quarter. He looked good. He's starting to get that connection with Mahomes, you can see, but there's still a bit of a disconnect. Obviously, the jump from Big Ben to Patrick Mahomes is a very big jump. So the growing pains are going to happen. So I've expected that. Kelce, after that, 4 receptions on 8 targets, 58 yards, and that touchdown to open up the scoring for Kansas City. He had a couple drops. I didn't think he didn't look bad by any means. I'm not saying that, but he didn't really look like the Kelce we've seen at the beginning of the year. Whenever I think early season Travis Kelce, I'm thinking the big 100-yard games, not the 60-yarders, but with Travis getting up there in age, we might have to start, tempering expectations in a way.
No, he's still a bit shooken up from last week, and he got got body slammed. That's all. That's all.
Very true. Obviously, still the number one option in Kansas City, still an elite tight end, still the best tight end in football.
Mm-hmm.
But MVS following that up, 4 receptions on 7 targets, 48 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 5 receptions on 5 targets for 39 yards. I love that he's getting the receiving work. Mahomes wanted him drafted because of his receiving game and how his ability in the passing game. So exciting to see Clyde's continuing to develop in that aspect of his game. Defensively, jump into the defense. Darius Harris, he led the team in tackles with 13. He stepped up big with Willie Gay being suspended. Definitely wasn't expecting this, but exciting to see him. I think he'll continue to get snaps and get better. Nick Bolton, 9 tackles. Didn't know he had 2 sacks. I was kind of surprised when I saw that in the stat sheet. Kalen Saunders after that, 8 tackles. Love seeing him get back on the field. Been dealing with injuries for a couple of years now. Jalen Watson and L'Jarius Sneed coming in after that with 7 tackles each. Sneed also recorded a sack on 4th and 1, I want to say. Frank Clark recorded a sack. Rashard Fenton and Juan Thornhill both recorded 5 tackles, and Carlos Dunlap, another sack, second game that he recorded a sack. So that was fun to see. Kind of a jumble. I apologize. Positives. Carter, give me something that you were like, okay, we lost this game, but I can look ahead. I saw something. What did you see?
I feel like the defensive performance is going to get overlooked in this game just because we lost.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also going to get faded because of that late penalty flag they got thrown in the 4th quarter.
Great take.
But I mean, if you overlook those two, they had a really good game, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
They had 5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles, and we recovered one.
Yeah, they recovered both. Yeah, just one. Sorry. Yes.
Those both came from sacking Matt Ryan.
Yes.
But I mean, it's great to see it. The pressuring the quarterback, and I thought it was great. They held Jonathan Taylor to under 100 yards.
Yep, 78 rushing yards on 21 attempts. So
which is
3 yards
fantastic,
a rush.
Holding the league's best running back to under 80 yards. That's an accomplishment.
On 20 touches.
Mm-hmm.
That was great to see. I agree with that. Personally, just to touch on a little bit more on that defense, my biggest positive was just the ability to get off the field on 3rd down. 6 of 15 when the Colts tried to go for it on 3rd down. So I kind of struggled in that aspect, under 50%. With Willie out, I really was scared with who was going to step up in this linebacking core. I know Leo Chanel, a lot of hype for him, the rookie out of Wisconsin. But Darius Harris, I mean, like we just talked about, he stepped up, made a couple plays on 3rd down. I feel like they made stops when they needed to. And in recent years, that just kind of hasn't been the forte for Kansas City's defense, kind of just let it happen. 3rd and 14. Oops, I missed the tackle and 1st down. So that was fun to see for sure. But I got to go the negatives now. Carter, what do you got? Any negatives you want to talk about?
No. I don't have any.
No negatives at all? Just the special teams?
Yep, just special teams.
Just the special teams. So mine, biggest thing I want to hit on, the offense. I think it's still a little out of sync. 3 for 10 on 3rd downs. I think that is atrocious. That's not Kansas City Chiefs football that we've been watching for the past 5 years with the Mahomes era now in play. No one's playing bad in any way, shape, or form, I don't think. But there's a disconnect somewhere. Obviously, there's growing pains. Juju's brand new. MVS is brand new. Sky Moore. McCole Hardman and Travis Kelce are the only 2 real starters on this team that have been there a very long while, more than 2 years. So obviously we have that. But when you're playing Tom Brady, the Raiders, and Josh Allen these next 3 weeks, you got to be on the same page in a very cutthroat, very tough AFC West, not to mention AFC division. The last drive of the game, like we mentioned a little bit, McCole Hardman and Juju Smith-Schuster weren't on the same page, messed up. The Chiefs threw the pick, obviously lost him the game. could have been in a spot to tie the game up. Who knows what would have happened? But I think they definitely need to start kicking it into gear. You're going into week 4, guys. Come on, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, team chemistry has got to be getting close to perfect at this point of the season, especially coming in and playing these teams that you're probably going to see come January, February.
Yeah, I'd agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I got 2 more things, Carter. Give me your player of the game.
My player of the game was Nick Bolton.
Is that back-to-back weeks?
No. Last week I picked Willie Gay.
Oh, that's right. Yep, you're right.
This week, Nick Bolton, 9 tackles, 6 solo tackles, and 2 sacks. I think he just had a great game. Nick Bolton. I think it's going to be. He's only going to get better, and we're going to see a lot more of this in the coming future when he's got that middle linebacker spot on lock. So
yeah, definitely. I think just takes more and more steps in his development, becoming the leader of that defense. But my player of the game, L'Jarius Sneed. I didn't really notice how good of a game he had until I looked at the box score. Recovered a fumble. He had the sack on 4th and 1. There it is. So the Chiefs recovered both of those fumbles. Look at that. Sorry. So 7 tackles. The man was just everywhere. I think Sneed is kind of not undervalued or quiet, but I feel like he's underappreciated. Just with how well he plays, I think that he gets the respect he deserves, but I just think Sneed is such a good player. You don't really hear about him all that much outside of Chiefs fans.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing for a defensive guy. Like,
flying under the radar.
If nobody knows your name, that's a good thing. It means you're doing your job right.
Look at that. I love that. But looking ahead, traveling to who knows where. Could be Tampa. I've seen that Minnesota is now in the play. If the Chiefs in Tampa game is to get moved, they will be going to Minnesota for a night game, Sunday Night Football. I don't know what to believe. I don't know, Carter, where do you want them to play this Sunday game?
I would really enjoy them playing in Tropicana, the Rays Stadium.
That is such a
it's
weird.
It's not a far drive from Tampa because it's already in Tampa.
Carter, there's a hurricane in Tampa.
It's got a dome.
There's a hurricane.
Indoors. They can close the roof.
There's
the doors. No fans, just the players.
There's a hurricane.
Yeah. There's going to be nobody around, so the highway is going to be clear, so they can land their plane on the highway and just be ready for takeoff as soon as the game ends. It's just water.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Chicago played in a hurricane.
They played in a monsoon.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but
Ooh.
NFL they're letting guys play in that, so
you're not wrong. To talk about that Bucs game a little bit, but TB12 and the Bucs obviously coming off that loss to the Packers at home. They're 2-1 this year. Last time the Chiefs and the Bucs played was Super Bowl 55. We all know how that went. Julio Jones and Chris Godwin just practiced today, so that is positive for the Tampa Bay side. But Carter, how do you feel going into this Week 4 matchup against TB12?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to pull this one out. With how good this defense has been playing and how beat up the Tampa Bay receiving core has been, I think the Chiefs defense will be able to hold Tampa. Yeah,
I agree. Obviously, like Chris Jones, don't be running your mouth. Don't say a word to Tom Brady. Don't say a word to Tom Brady. No, but I agree wholeheartedly. I think the Chiefs are in a very good spot going into this game. I think the loss to the Colts, like you mentioned, happened at the right time. Kind of lit a fire. Hey, you can't take anyone lightly in the NFL. It doesn't matter who you are, who you're playing. Got to bring your best ball every game. I think the Chiefs do that in Tampa, in Minnesota. It don't matter. I think the Chiefs play a very good game this week. But Carter, last time we'll talk before the Chiefs. No, we'll talk one more time. Got Chiefs versus Bucks preview before they take the field again. You got anything else?
No. Hit us up on the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, the TikTok. I got a sneeze coming on. Oh gosh.
I'll take over. The YouTube Big Cartel / the 816 Hour, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere that you can look up the 816 Hour. Carter's back. You can find us there. If you saw a Carter shirt, got the 816 Hour T8H newly branded logo. Get it just in time for Chiefs season. Rock your favorite local podcast. H. We got the pins as well. Put them on your hat, put it on your lanyard, your backpack, wherever you want. But yeah, Carter, you got anything else, man?
No. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs, baby. Week 4 on the road. Another Super Bowl. But we out?
We're out.
Peace.
Peace.